The time traveler forgets his past as he enters a new future. Lightning Hawkins, 1. I'm an American hip-hop rapper. Here are a few stories. Yesterday, riding my bike through an unfamiliar neighborhood, I came to a peculiar intersection. As I coasted toward the light ahead, a red, blinking, hand-warning countdown switched to an unexpected familiar image. The brave, go-ahead walking white man, creature of habit, child of society, civilization's son. We think we know what to expect. We've come to believe we know our universe. Most days knowing something is good enough to make it true, but are any events insignificant eventually? The other day, as I came to a crossing with my wife, we saw a woman laughing with a young man on the corner. When we approached more closely, we found the woman holding her bloody mouth and calling out for a lost tooth. We stood alongside her and her friend with a collective dazed expression. When we reached the other side of the street, we heard screams. A young man howling, "Oh no, no, no!" while his friend shook left to right in confusion or disbelief. The 5 of us formed an incredulous lineup outside of the sugar bar. Someone struggled for words. He almost got hit by that car. A man stumbled drunkenly out of the street and into shadow. Millie stared onto the avenue at an event that had not occurred. My wife has a keen eye. Once she noticed from across the street an unconscious man with a bleeding head wound. This was a man who had been ignored by many average Samaritans as they stepped around the growing pool of his blood. The ambulance had trouble spotting us until I stepped from the curb to flag them down, but I digress. I meant to be speaking of space and time. In cities, it can be difficult to get any space. One time we left town for a drive south. Turns out one of the things I married was the drive to Central California. It's not too far as long as you can see the coast. In this case, we headed down to San Diego for some reason, meeting a few new humans. We have the baby sickness. I guess I'm fascinated anytime I get to achieve some kind of communication with a nonverbal creature, as if humans only used our words to lie. I sometimes think about going back to a better time. Used to feel I was born in the perfect moment, but what if everything wasn't already decided? If there wasn't a word for everything, what if you had to say what you really meant? From what I've read, there are only a few original alphabets. Once someone figured out we could communicate with writing, it wasn't too hard to agree on that idea. I got poisoned early on with the written word, not that I'm complaining. Still, we were on this drive down south, an arbitrary cartographic designation heading down south in our blue monstrosity, and we crashed with a generous friend. She lent us a book we've since given away by a man named Lightning Hawkins. Holy fuck, we read. Lighthawk 2, The Bang.